Today we're going to talk about 5 tips in tactical movement part 2. Now, these tips are going to be great for moving to the right, shooting left, and then moving to the left, shooting right. I'm Jimmy Flores with Rhino Tactical, and you're about to learn some cool stuff. Now, in moving right and shooting left and moving left and shooting right, the same previously discussed principles that we discussed in tactical movement part 1 still apply. And those are, tip number 1 is bend your knees and take short steps for stability. What this does is it keeps your sights aligned on target and level as you're going forwards and backwards, right and left. That is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is heel toe your steps. Roll your steps for smoothness. This allows your sights to stay on target and be smooth. Tip number 3 is plan your shots and shoot in between steps. This applies if you're moving forward to a target or moving backwards from a target. If you're moving to the right, shooting to the left, or if you're moving to the left and shooting to the right. Same principle applies. You want to shoot in between your steps. Tip number 4, again, is no tunnel vision. Focus on your sights. However, you got to be situationally aware of what's going on around you. Tip number 5, and equally as important as being situationally aware, is never stop moving throughout your practice and throughout your training. So having reviewed those 5 tips from last week and kind of tweaking them for this week's, now let's get focused on this week's tip. Tip number 1 is if you're shooting to the left and moving to the right, bend that elbow just a little bit, just like that, and focus on your target as you shoot, just like that. Just like that. Again, you are bending the left elbow. You're almost forming a crucible right here. And you're overlooking your sights as you're walking. Tip number 2 is look ahead to your next target. Your eyes can get there faster than your sights can. It's going to look something like this. I'm here. I am focused on this target. I am shooting, 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 shooting. Eyes shift over to the next target. Gun comes over. I shoot, 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 shoot. Eyes go over to the next target. I'm turning my head so you can see. And I shift my sights onto that target. And I continue to shoot. So remember, tip number 2 is utilize your eyes as they can get there a lot faster than your sights can. Tip number 3, as you're using your eyes to look ahead, use your peripheral to negotiate and counteract moving around obstacles that are in your path. In other words, if I am shooting here and I'm looking at this target that's coming up, I'm using my peripheral vision this way, and I can go this way, I can move around an obstacle, or I can avoid it on this way. Same thing applies if I am moving backwards. I'm using my rearward peripheral vision to negotiate items and go around them, obstacles or whatever it is. I could also use my leg and come back like this and negotiate obstacles. But remember, use your peripheral vision when you are looking ahead or behind an obstacle or a target. Tip number 4 is plan your reloads either in between target groups, in between cover, and or reversing directions such as traveling backwards. That is tip number 4. Tip number 5, and always the most important, is never stop moving. That's in between reloads, in between malfunctions, and or changing directions. Most important tip of the day, tip number 5, never stop moving. It will keep you alive. Now let's dry fire a course, moving to the right, shooting to the left, and moving to the left and shooting to the right. First, we're going to try it moving to the right, shooting to the left, just like this. Again, the principles apply. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to look at the next target over while I'm focusing on this one. So I'm boom, 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 boom. I shift over, pistol shifts over, and I continue to shoot. I shift over, pistol shifts over, pow, 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 and I am shooting in between my steps. Now, let's reverse it around. I'm going to be shooting to the right. I'm going to be moving to the left. It's much easier to do it this way because I'm more spread out with my body. In other words, I'm over here, pow, 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 looking ahead, pow, 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 looking ahead. Notice how straight my right arm is as opposed to it being all crunchy. So moving to the left, shooting to the right is always a little bit easier. So now let's actually try it doing live fire. Okay, change of scenery because last time our microphone went out in California. So now we've moved to Oregon. You can see the targets right behind me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the opposite side of the range. I'm going to load up and I'm going to shoot this way, which is moving right, shooting left. When I get over here, I'm going to do a reload and I'm going to move left and shoot to the right. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing as I walk over there. Here we go. So I'm way over here. I'm going to go ahead and load up. And let's begin this exercise. Here we go. So moving to the right, shooting to the left, reload, moving to the left, shooting to the right. And then a quick reload. And now we are done. So hopefully you guys saw that and you could see the movement of the targets as I was shooting them. Now there's a little popper right there. You may have seen that go back. You can go back and look at the footage. I do hit it. It just goes back and extends forward. But all these targets move on impact. And we're about 15 feet away. Looks a lot closer because of the camera angle. However, I am a little bit further because of splash, and I like to shoot no less than about 15 feet away. In California, we're a little bit further, which was about, I don't know, 20 feet away, but this is your minimum is about 15 feet away. And make sure that you angle your poppers the correct way. So we hope you enjoyed Tactical Movement Part 2, and stay tuned for other good videos coming from Rhino Tactical. And if you like what we do, please like and subscribe us so we can keep the videos coming to you guys. Until next time, get out there and keep on shooting. Have a great day. So the video's over. You guys are still here, and I got about 20 extra rounds. So let's see how fast we could take out these little 5x10 targets. Here we go. Enjoy yourselves. I don't know if this will work, but we'll give it a shot. There you go. That's speed. Enjoy yourselves. We'll talk to you guys later.